Everyone, it's Houston, and today I have a tobacco review. And before we get started here, I apologize for any noise I got out here. Got all set up and started smoking on my pipe, and the neighbor decided he was going to fire up the lawnmower. So if there's any background noise or the dogs start going crazy, I apologize now. But got my Missouri Meerschaum, Washington, the Rob Roy, Washington, and probably seen this in another video, but I've had this pipe here longer than any of the other ones I have, and I still love it as much as I did whenever I first got it. As you can probably tell just by looking at it, this thing is just a great smoker. My beverage for the day is good old-fashioned Coca-Cola. Don't know what it was, but as soon as I got off work today, it was the first thing I wanted was a Coke. So, got the Coke, got the pipe, and in the pipe is Captain Black Copper. That is what we are working on today. Now, I have to admit, whenever I first got this tobacco, I was not at all impressed with it. To me, it was just bland, no flavor, I couldn't smell it, nothing. And I was just about like, well, it came in the gift set I got for Father's Day, so I wasn't really too worried about it. And, I just kind of set it there in my cabinet and left it. And I was working on the Captain Black Original and the Captain Black Royal. Now, fast forward to the other day, and I'm sitting there looking at my cabinet, and I can't figure out what I want. I was like, well, I kind of want an aromatic, but I kind of don't. And, well, I kind of want to smoke some of that brown bogey, but I don't want to wait 2 hours to dry it out. And I'm not really in the mood for night train. What do I want? Sitting there, going back and forth with myself for a few minutes. I reached in there and grabbed that copper, and I was like, well, I'll give this, a go again, see what it's up. Well, got it out, loaded up my pipe, lit it up, and started puffing on it, and I was like, alright, this is completely different from the last time I had it. I smoked on it a little bit longer, and I started picking out different flavors. I was like, okay, yeah. And then I, really started to enjoy it. Oh, we got a rogue dog over here. But yeah, I really started to enjoy this. Now, before we get too far into it, I will say this. It is a very mellow blend. Well, hey, look at you. I got a visitor. And look at this. They just come right up here. See this? This ain't even my dog. I don't know where he came from. He just came around the house here. So, I guess he can hang out for a while. Hey, Rover. But, oh, there he goes. But yeah, where was I? This is a very mellow blend. But it's pleasant, it's full, it's satisfying, I think. And I think it's somewhere between a burley, blend and an aromatic. It's like, it wants to be one, but it also wants to be the other, and it can't make up its mind which way it wants to go. But what I really enjoy about this tobacco is you can actually pick out the individual tobaccos in it as you're smoking. You kind of get a, just a slight nuttiness from the burley there. And before we go too far there, too, also I'd like to say I kind of want to expand on that, because I feel like You know, we all get that nuttiness or that woodiness from the burley, but we really don't elaborate any further, or at least I haven't ever, you know, heard anybody do it yet. But, you know, what kind of nut are we talking, you know, or what kind of wood are we talking? Are we talking like a peanut, you know, or maybe a cashew? Does it kind of have like a cashew nut-like flavor? You know, or is it just a very faint nuttiness where you can't really make out a flavor, but you can tell it's a nut? You know, or when we say woody, is it like a piney or like a cedary or maybe like an oak or a hickory flavor? You know, I'd like to kind of elaborate more on that. So I went chasing after that, you know, nutty flavor there. And I've kind of come to the conclusion it reminds me a lot of a walnut. You know, kind of that real sweet, dry, but kind of has that just a little bit of, you know, kind of like a spice in it, you know, kind of like a citrusy spice. I don't know quite how to explain a walnut, but, you know, it kind of has that flavor to it, at least for me. Oh, well, I think we're going to have to go for a reload. I was smoking for quite a while, you know, before I even started the video here. You know, it's really enjoyable tobacco. So, we'll just do a quick reload real quick, and then we'll get back to it. That's what I love about this pipe, you know, it's a fairly small bowl. You can just have a little bit at a time, or, you know, or you can have a... Just hold on a second here. Bear with me, guys. Bear with me. Guess I should have checked that before I started on it. But I like this stuff, so we'll continue the review here in a minute. That'll do for now. I gotta go in here and eat supper here after a bit, so don't want to smoke too much. Alright. We're going good. Where were we? Oh yeah, the nuttiness. You know, it has like a slight walnut-like flavor to me. Now, you can make out the Virginia in it, you know, but it's just barely there. You just kind of, every once in a while, sometimes it's on the front end, you know, of the puff, and sometimes it's on the tail end, but you get that citrusy, you know, from the, excuse me. But you kind of get that citrusy from the Virginias there. You know, but like I said, it's just very faint. You know, it only, you know, pokes its head out there, you know, every once in a rare while. You know, but it is there. And the Cavendish in this is really good, I think. You know, it gives it a nice sweetness. And the smoke, you know, kind of feels, you know, nice and creamy. You know, it's, I think that Cavendish is what's giving it that fullness. You know, but got real smooth and creamy effect we're getting there. So now the topping on it is very light. Now I'm having a hard time, you know, pinning this down, you know, because whenever you smell it, you know, you can just get a slight sweetness. You know, my wife says, you know, it smells like tobacco, but it has a little bit of caramel, you know, here and there. You know, she said, you know, it ain't as, you know, pleasant as like the Captain Black Royal or the Captain Black Original. You know, but she said it ain't as strong as some of my other non-aromatic tobaccos. Now me, I'm not really picking up any, you know, caramel from the smell. It's just like a real sweet, you know, smokiness to me. But as far as the taste, you know, other than the tobacco flavors, you know, they're really light, but the topping is even lighter. No, you can just barely make out that Captain Black vanilla that they like to put on everything. You know, it's real light, real subtle. You know, and every once in a while, you do kind of get like a caramel or like a toffee, like flavor in there. But again, it only pops up every once in a while. But, it is there. But just a quick recap. You can definitely taste the burley in it. You kind of get that nuttiness. To me, it, reminds me a lot of a walnut. And the Virginias are there, but just barely. Like I said, sometimes as you're, taking a puff, you kind of get it on the front end there. And then sometimes you get the burley, and then you get the Virginia on the way out. And the Cavendish, is there constantly, but it's more in the background. It's giving you the sweetness and all that. But it's making the smoke, nice and full, nice and creamy. Just adds another layer to it that's really nice, really enjoyable. But overall, I have to say, I like this tobacco. I think this would be like the perfect tobacco. Like if you had the situation I had the other night, you don't really know what you want. Maybe you're in between an aromatic or, a traditional, non-aromatic tobacco, and you don't know which one. This one's the best of both, both worlds. I also think this would be a great blend for somebody who's just got in the pipe smoking, and they're looking to kind of move from aromatics into non-aromatic tobacco. I guess this would kind of help bridge the gap there and make it a little easier. Because like I said, you can definitely taste the tobacco in here. It's light, it's very subtle, but it is there. You can pick out the Burleys, the Virginia, and the Cavendish, along with that light topping. I think it'd also be good for somebody that's trying to, learn or starting to develop their palate a little bit, wanting to kind of learn to pick out the different tobaccos and stuff. This would be a great one to practice on, just kind of training your tongue what to look for. And another thing I really like about this tobacco is it hasn't bit me once. Usually every once in a while, I'll get to doing something and, not really paying attention to what I'm smoking. And if it's an aromatic, it'll bite me. I had that happen to me the other day with the Captain Black original. I was just sitting there watching TV, just puffing away in that General Cobb I got. And next thing I know, I'm like, it snuck up and got me there. But I haven't had that issue. I've had it with me at work all day. And I've about decided, this could very easily, be an all-day smoke for somebody. It's a tobacco that you can just throw in your pipe and not really give any thought to. Say if you're out fishing or if you're working in the yard or, just sitting there reading a book. You can just sit here and, puff like a freight train, all day long, and it wouldn't bite you one bit, I wouldn't think. I'm smoking it straight out of the pouch. I ain't drying it, nothing. There goes another pass of the lawnmower there. But yeah, this could definitely very easily be an all-day smoke. Now, as far as the nicotine level, I'd have to put it on the low end. But, definitely on the low end. Like I said, I can't tell you how much of this stuff I smoked today. I had a blowout on my trailer earlier today, so I was stuck out at the farm for a couple of hours, waiting until they got there to, change it. And I just sit there and, puffed on this stuff the whole time while I was waiting. Now, for what it is, out of 5 stars, I think I'd give it about a 3.8, maybe a 4-star rating, keeping it in its category. It is considered an aromatic. So, You know what? I actually feel, really generous, towards this tobacco. I think I'll give it a 4.2 stars, as far as aromatics go. That's just my opinion. I'm just kind of now going back to aromatics. I like that tobacco flavor in there. So we'll just call it 4 stars. 4 stars for an aromatic, and I think overall, give it an overall rating of 2.5, comparing it to other types of tobaccos. Because like I said, it is a very light, very mellow, very subtle, tobacco. It's got low nicotine, but where I can really, see this tobacco shining, is as an all-day smoke, or as, say you've been out in the yard working, it's hot, you just want to relax with something light, this would be, one to turn to. Or like if you're doing something, you don't want to put a whole lot of thought into your tobacco, just throw some of this in there and puff away on it. So, yeah, in its class, let's say 4 stars, and overall we'll give it a 2.5. But anyway, y'all, that's my impressions and review of Captain Black Copper. I got a couple more Captain Black reviews coming here within the next week or so stay tuned for that, and we'll smoke us some of those and see how we like them. But anyway, I've talked long enough. I think I'm gone. Let's see, what are we at? 16 and a half minutes. So it's time for me to get on off here and get in the house. I think I'm starting to lose my light. It's getting dark on me here. But anyway, y'all take care. Happy smokes, and we will talk at y'all later.